Welcome to another episode of the Business Spotlight Series. My name is Nate Woods. I'm a senior partner here at Action Coach Peachtree, and today I'm joined by Cameron Clark, who is the second generation of Clark Painting and Powerwashing. We're going to talk a little bit about his business, his journey to business ownership, some challenges he's faced, and some practices they put in place, and see what it's really like to build and operate their business. If it's your first time on the channel, make sure to like and subscribe so you get notifications when we drop new interviews like this. And Cameron, thanks for joining me today.
Happy to be here.
Awesome. If you would just give us a brief overview, kind of your background, and tell us a little bit about your business.
Yeah. Well, as you mentioned, second generation. Our company was founded in 1987, so it's older than I am. My dad started a painting company in downtown Chicago. Ended up moving to Peachtree City in 2000 and moved his company with him. And then I kind of grew up in the company. So I started pressure washing houses when I was like 14 or 15, I think. And, wanted nothing. And I was like, actually, I'm going to go back to this. So I rejoined my dad and the company in January of 2018, took over the pressure washing side of the company and kind of call it the exterior cleaning side of the company now. Because we do more than just pressure washing in that division. And he still runs the painting services that he always has. And so we work together that way.
Perfect. So tell me a little bit about the role you're currently playing in the business. So managing the power washing side, what does day-to-day look like for you?
I mean, some days are chaos and some days, I get to feel really good about myself, but our two divisions operate pretty independently. So, for my division, I do sales, scheduling, invoicing, and certain days I'm out in the truck performing the service too. So that's where we collaborate obviously on like our goal setting, our financials, and things that are more behind the scenes. But pretty much full operations manager as well as an admin manager as well.
Okay, awesome. So let's dive into the business a little bit, talk about what makes you guys different. So who are you primarily looking to serve? What's your target market?
Well, I mean, the first thing is just we're pretty close to Fayette and Coweta County. And we operate mainly residential homes, a little bit of commercial properties too, but we like the niche of serving residential properties and being very relational with our customers, which you can do in a commercial setting, but it's definitely different. Yeah, I think that answers the question.
Yeah, absolutely. So what makes Clark Painting and Powerwashing unique? Why would your customers choose to do business with you?
We lean a lot into our experience. I say all the time that the company is older than I am, and I like saying that because there's a lot of experience that our company has, and a lot of our technicians have been around for a while. There's not another company in our industry, in our area, that is even half as old. I think the next oldest company I think is about 15 years old. So we really like that aspect of experience, and kind of like Farmers Insurance says, like, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two. It's like we get to kind of copy that motto a little bit. We also have over 200 5-star reviews on Google, so that speaks to our reputation as well. And like I said before, we try to just build long-term relationships and trust with our customers, and those are great ways, I think, to allow people to be open to trusting us with their homes.
Yeah, absolutely. So what is one thing that you wish more people in the community knew about your business?
Ooh, that's a good question. That we're not intimidated by people that are shopping for the cheapest company. We're very upfront when people are telling, if a new potential customer calls us and says something like, well, make sure you give me a good rate because we're contacting other people for their bids. We'll just get ahead of it and be like, well, we're not going to be the cheapest one. If that's who you're looking for, we're not the right fit for you. And then we'll speak to the quality that we provide, why we're worth more than the cheapest company. And, most people get it. They understand the value of, you get what you pay for. And the people that don't are just not our target customer.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've seen a trend recently, especially in small business. There's been a push to do more marketing because in the past several years, there really hasn't had to be a lot of marketing happen. There's been tons of referrals and lots of business to go around. So focusing in on you guys and your strategies, what would you say is the most effective marketing strategy you've been using in the past 6 months?
Word of mouth, if you count that, is always going to be the number one. And things like BNI or other networking groups and creating partnerships with companies that you know and trust and have the same values are always the best way to do that. But we've been flirting a little bit with like some Google ads and Facebook ads with pretty good success. We've been ramping that up slowly because, as you said, like we haven't had to do a whole lot of marketing in the past few years. It's just organic leads have been easy to get. Just reminding our current customers that it's been 12 months since we last cleaned your home. Is there algae on your siding? And just MailChimp email marketing to our existing client base has been the best for at least my division, because in the exterior cleaning world in Georgia, where we're super humid and everything gets green really quickly, especially in the spring, sometimes you just forget who you had last year, and so just re-engaging with our current people.
Yeah, perfect. So as you're tracking those leads and your past customers, is there a system that you use to stay in touch, or how do you manage that database?
We have our CRM that we use is Jobber. That integrates directly with MailChimp, so it will send out an automatic campaign every 6 months, I think is what it is. That if there hasn't been recent activity for that customer, it'll automatically send that out. And then for certain customers, we make a monthly list of people manually. Just even though MailChimp does that automatically, we'll make it ourselves and say, we haven't seen these people in a while and we really like working for these people, and so we'll give them a call and just make sure everything's good and see if they need another service scheduled.
Perfect. So we talked a little bit about the business, some things that you're doing there. Let's take a step back and dive into your journey a little bit more. So being second generation, kind of starting in the business and then going somewhere else and then coming back, what made you come back? Why did you decide to come back to be that second generation in the family business?
I realized that I really wanted to follow my dad's footsteps and be an entrepreneur. And it's like a little bit of a quotes you could put on there, or an asterisk almost, I feel sometimes, because I didn't build this company from the ground up. But I still love running a business and building and growing. It's something that I absolutely love to do. Did a couple other jobs in between, working as a high schooler for my dad, and then working as a grown man for my dad's company, at least. And it didn't scratch the itch. I didn't feel like ready to go out there and conquer the world. And I don't every day, obviously, but I love what I do. And it does scratch the itch.
Yeah. Awesome. So as you look back at kind of your journey and the different things you've encountered along the way, has there been something that kind of stands out as a roadblock or a hurdle that you had to overcome? And kind of give us a quick insight on how you did that.
The easiest thing that comes to mind is probably just like managing people. Everything from the hiring process to developing a new hire into a technician that can go out independently and do work, and then just building the systems, I guess, that have to do with managing. The first couple of technicians I had work underneath me, I'd like text them in the morning and be like, all right, go to this job, and then text me if you have, it's just like very like kind of fly by the seat of my pants type of thing. And there was a lot of lacking structure. I think we still presented well to the customer. They didn't get a whole lot of that, but behind the scenes, it was very chaotic. We switched to Jobber, which the reason we switched to Jobber is because it has a scheduling feature instead of just the quoting and invoicing. that made it so much easier that the guys can see weeks in advance, but definitely the night before, what am I doing tomorrow, and just be mentally prepared for the exact task or the drive or wherever it is that they're going. And then creating like progressive discipline charts for being late, being absent, and being able to hold people accountable. Those sort of policies I thought a few years ago might make things feel almost more corporate rather than working for a small company. And I thought maybe that would take away from the charm of a small company. But everyone likes a certain amount of order. Everyone likes a certain amount of structure to live within. And it's been it's silly to think that in hindsight, but it was just building those systems out are super important.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's take a look at kind of what's coming next. Where do you see the business in the next 3 to 5 years?
We're actively transitioning, year over year. The exterior cleaning division is going to very soon surpass the original, the painting division, in pretty much every category. That's everything we're trying to emphasize as far as growth is in that division. So in 3 years, the painting division will still certainly exist, but it'll probably be maybe significantly smaller than the exterior cleaning division. And that's we'll see exactly by how much, but that something like that.
Perfect. So how do you approach goal setting for that transition and managing that process?
That's something that my dad and I do a lot at the beginning of every year. So in December, especially, but January, it's a slow month for us as far as our call volume and everything. So that's our January and February are our off season where we plan out the rest of the year, even though it's the beginning of the year already. So we kind of set certain goals as far as sales projections for exterior cleaning, where we're going to spend our advertising dollars. And then he's actually been dedicating more of his schedule into a sales role for the exterior cleaning division. Last year, that wasn't a consistent thing. It was something that he would do maybe once or twice a month. Now, once a week, he has a dedicated sales day for the exterior cleaning division. So as time goes forward, I think he'll probably dedicate more and more time in that trend, and eventually that might be almost his full-time focus.
Yeah. So building a great team is obviously important, especially as you scale up and expand the power washing side of the business. Are you currently developing leaders on your team to start moving into those different positions as you grow?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. We've identified, I think it was toward the end of last year, we created a very specific role for our crew leaders. We like to have 2 guys in a truck. Some days it makes more sense for there to just be one, but if there's 2 guys in the truck, there needs to be like a clear hierarchy just for the day to go smoothly. So it used to be just like a lot of things I mentioned before, like pretty loose, just kind of you guys figure it out. Now there are certain responsibilities that a crew leader has to do before they leave the yard in the morning, before they leave at the end of the day, and then throughout the week. We're working on, I would love next year to have a production manager. That might be something we don't get until more like 2 years from now, but that's the next kind of empty seat that I'd love someone to either step up in-house, or if not, then we'll go look for someone outside of our current staff.
Yeah, awesome. So before we wrap up, I want to go through a couple rapid fire questions. So just quick top of mind answer. Don't think about it too deep. Sound good?
Sure.
All right. What is your key to success?
Structure.
Perfect. What is one piece of advice you would give other business owners?
Read more often.
Perfect entry to my next question. What is one book that you're reading or have read recently that you would highly recommend?
I just started this morning Elevate by Tommy Mello, and I read one chapter this morning and it blew my mind.
Perfect.
That's my recommendation.
Awesome. If you had to choose one area of your business to immediately improve tomorrow, what would that be?
administration.
Okay. Awesome. So before I get to my final question of the day, what is the best way for people to get in contact? How can they book power washing? What's the best way to reach out?
ClarkPowerwash.com or ClarkPainting.net. It's the same site, just two different domains. There you can read about our services if you want. Create a request. You can also call our office line 770-632-2900, and as long as it's business hours, someone will always answer the phone, and you can speak to one of our staff members there.
Perfect. And my last question for you today is, what is most inspiring to you?
In business, or
what inspires you to continue to move forward with the business?
The relationships that we build. I love seeing customers that I've worked with for like 15 years when I was in high school, and some of the times I send a truck out a couple of years in a row, and then I go out myself and I connect with someone that I haven't seen in a long time, and it's almost like distant family, like seeing an uncle you haven't seen in a long time. Some of our customers are that way, and it's really special.
Awesome. Thanks, Cameron. I really appreciate you joining me today.
Yeah, thank you, Nate.